Well, folks, it's that time of year again where you might find yourself looking for a gift for a loved one or even just yourself. So let's look at some of the Digimon products that are currently on offer that you can pick up for your loved one or, yourself. So everything that I'm going to be talking about in this video, I've already covered on this channel or reviewed. So I'll drop a few links in the description, but make sure you check out my other videos for other ideas or if you want more information about a particular product. I'll also try not to talk about anything that I mentioned in last year's video, so if this video doesn't give you any ideas, the last year's video will also be linked in the description, so check that out if you want more ideas. The last year's video also talked more about Tamagotchi gifts, so if you don't think Digimon is said love person or yourself's bag, you can check out that video because it talks about Tamagotchis as well. This one is mainly about Digimon, so let's get into it. So first up, if said loved one or yourself is into the Digimon card game, you can check out the really recently released box set, which is EX3, or you could get the Gift Box 2022. Now, I picked this up and it's pretty cool. It comes with, you get an acrylic stand and you get some little counters, which are pretty neat, but you also get booster packs, so that's exciting. There's also last year's gift box as well that you could pick up if it's still available, but you'd probably want the more recent one, which is for this year, which has EX3 boosters, as well as the acrylic stand that I just mentioned, and the counters. So you can check that out. It is pretty cool, especially if you play the card game. And so that's my top recommendation for if they're into the card game, is this gift box, especially because it just released and it might be easy to get because it just released and it probably hasn't sold out yet, or at least they're still available on the shelves as of recording this. So if the receiver of the gift is interested in virtual pets, the Digital Monster X just got a re-release in the US, but the first release of the DMX in English of the second version is and has been readily available the whole time in Australia. So if you're in Australia, you probably don't, you may already have this, or your loved one may already have this, but in the US they have just been re-released. In Australia, I know that they're available at EB Games and Target and Big W and Toys R Us. In the US, I'm not 100%, but they are definitely available on Amazon. So if you're in the US or elsewhere, you can check them out on Amazon. And they're pretty cool. I reviewed them. I reviewed them when they came out in English a few months ago, and I believe I covered them many years ago when they were originally released in Japan. So that's what you get if they're into virtual pets. If they're more into a gamified virtual pet, there's also, of course, the Vital Bracelet, which I've talked about in many videos. I absolutely love the Vital Bracelet. And of course, the BE was released in late November. I'm recording this from early November, so it hasn't released as of recording this, but when I release this, it'll be released, so you can go buy it from any Japanese website like Japan You Want, like Zen TCG, like HobbyLink Japan, like Army, or any of those, or even just via a proxy service like Buy It from Japan. This video is not sponsored by any company, so those are just my recommendations that I've personally used, but I have my pre-order coming from Zen and TCG, but other websites do have it. So whatever works best for you. And I believe also Amazon Japan. I don't use them because the shipping's too high. I usually go via a proxy or Zen TCG or HobbyLink or Japan You Want, but whatever suits you. Of course, if you don't feel like importing and you live in America, the Vital Hero was also released this year. So you can pick this up in America from Walmart, I believe. Again, I only know that the red version was exclusive there. I'm not sure if you can get it in any other shop, so I'm just going to say the safe one, which is Walmart, and you can get from Amazon. If you aren't in the US but still want Vital Hero, you can order from Amazon, but the shipping and fees are the import fees are quite a lot, and I had to import it from the US, so it was probably twice as much as the Vital Hero is actually going for, and twice as much as a Vital Bracelet BE. So take that into account if you are getting the Vital Hero. I've reviewed the Vital Hero and compared it to the other Vital Bracelets. It's more or less the same as the other Digivice V releases, but it does seem to have a slightly shorter battery life. I'm not sure if that's just me, but that's just what I've experienced on my Vital Hero. So yeah, just take that into account. But if you want the latest and greatest, go for the Vital Bracelet BE, which was released in late November. And yeah, but you'll have to import that from Japan. I believe Bandai US might be selling it. I know Bandai Shop UK is selling it, so it depends on whatever's easier. But in terms of what is released now, it's in Japan. I believe the Bandai Shop UK one might be in a few months or slightly later. So you might want to import it if it is for Christmas. So there's that. I do love the Vital Bracelet. I love virtual pets, but I think I probably prefer the Vital Bracelet because you can kind of just always keep it on. And there's no evolution fails. If you don't get an evolution, the clock just goes back to 0 and you just have to go again. It's a very low maintenance virtual pet. It's good. I like fitness. I'm big strong man. I love fitness. So I'm very much into gamified fitness. So if your loved one is into gamified fitness and likes Digimon or likes any of the Vital Bracelet characters series, I guess, like Ultraman or Kamen Rider, and then the Vital Bracelet B will have Tokyo Revengers, Demon Slayer, My Hero Academia. So if they're into anime, but not Digimon, there's also other options there. So lastly, there is of course the wildly anticipated Digimon Survive that was released back in July. So that is also pretty exciting. I reviewed that on the channel a lot. I covered it, I live streamed it, and all the streams, video on demand, are all available on Twitch or on this channel. So if you are still kind of torn on Digimon Survive, I recommend checking out my reviews. I've done quite a few of them, spoiler-free and slightly less spoiler-free. I've also got all my gameplay up, so you can research it because it's not for everyone. It's probably my favourite Digimon game, but I can see that it might not be for everyone. It was perfect for me. I love the story, so I can absolutely recommend it. Even if you're not particularly into visual novels, I wasn't either. I'm kind of like, as long as the story and gameplay is good, I don't mind, but I'm not like a huge visual novel fan, but I just loved Survive so much. It had the perfect Digimon story that I've wanted from the Digimon franchise. So yeah, there's also Digimon Survive that you can check out. Big recommendation there. So if that loved one is into video games, Digimon Survive is probably the best bet. Especially if they are into visual novels or tactical RPGs or both, then that'll be perfect for them. And that's my glowing review for Digimon Survive, I guess. But yeah, those are my Digimon specific advice, I guess, suggestions, that's probably a better word, for gift giving for this year. Mainly things that were released this year, actually all things that were released this year now I'm thinking about it, except for, I guess, the Vital Hero was released this year, the Digivice V was released last October, so 2021, and the Vital Bracelet BE is released late 2022. So, more or less everything is from this year. So in any case, those are my suggestions. Let me know if you're going with any of my suggestions from either this year or last year in the comments below. And if you have anything that I didn't mention that you want to suggest to people, suggest away in the comment section below. And like this video if you are kind of sad that I didn't wear my hat this year. I'm sorry, I will have it on the thumbnail, but it's a picture from last year. I wore it in last year's video, I'm fairly certain, but I'm not this year because it's really hot and I will get entirely too... I'm already red-faced, but I will get entirely too red-faced if I have to wear that hat. It is very warm. Someone needs to invent an Australian version of the Father Christmas hat because it just doesn't work in Australia. It is so warm and I get so gross and sweaty. So apologies for that. So like this video for RIP Father Christmas hat. It's also still in the shed with the other Christmas stuff, so my laziness probably does also take into account there. So yeah, of course, subscribe if you haven't already. Check out my other videos for any further ideas or reviews about the things I've talked about in this video or in any of the other videos. And some of them will be linked in the description, so check that out. And yeah, of course, I will see you on the next video. Bye!